Hi, this video is going to discuss how to connect a sensor to the junior for use with the Visual Machine OEE system. What I have here is a proximity sensor that when a piece of metal goes by it, it will trigger an input on the junior for like counting pieces. This sensor has 3 wires. The 3 wires are used for a plus signal, a output signal, and a 0-volt reference signal. So I brought them to a terminal connector so that I can easily wire them to the junior. So here's my junior automation controller. It does have 8 digital inputs, 8 relay outputs. All of the inputs are low voltage. They need a plus voltage of 2 or greater before the input signal or register is on. Each input has 2 connectors for a plus and a minus, so they are optically isolated, meaning you could have different voltage sources for each of them so that they don't use the same common. And we're not going to talk about the relay outputs right now, but those are dry contacts on a relay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my signal here to the input number 1, terminal number 1, and that's where my plus voltage will go. And then I need a source for the plus voltage. So for this one, I'm going to tap into the junior power supply since we have some extra connectors, terminals up there. So I'm going to connect this other wire here to the plus side of my connector. So you can see that I just took the plus to the plus on the input 1, and then I'm tapping into the voltage up here on the junior power supply. And then what I need to do is to give the 0-volt reference to my sensor. I'm going to take it to the negative side of my power supply. And then to complete the circuit, when the contactor closes in the proximity sensor, I need to simply jumper my negative down to the negative side of input 1. So again, I'm going to take this little jumper wire I have here, and connect it to the negative side of my junior power supply, because we take the plus and the minus into the junior power supply in the center, but the connector is plus, plus, minus, minus. So the 2 terminals on the one side are positive and the 2 on the other side are negative. So you can share the same voltage there. And then I just simply take this down and connect it to the negative side of input 1, which happens to be terminal number 2. So again, I have my proximity sensor that has 3 wires on it, and I've brought the positive source to the junior positive, then the positive here to the positive on the junior input 1. So when the sensor closes, it completes that circuit and lets the positive voltage go to input 1. And then I have my 0 reference going to my negative side of my power supply, and then I jumper down the negative side to my negative side on input 1. So when this contact closes, it completes the voltage circuit, and input 1 should see voltage. So if I simply take a bolt and I put it in front of it, you can see that as it goes by, the input 1 will go on, and I'm now using this to make pieces, and it's counting on the junior. You can see it goes on every time as I move the bolt in front of it. That is how easy it is to wire sensors to the junior inputs for use with the Visual Machine OEE system. The next video we'll be able to talk to you about, once you get the sensors wired up, how you configure them in your Visual Machine OEE system.